Hi, my name's Rob. I thought I'd put this post. It's all based on my daughter's Honda CRF 150. We had an issue about a month ago where the water cooling side, the water was actually mixing with the oil. So in the crankcase, when you had a look, it was a kind of a milky, frothy oil, which is a telltale sign that there is water mixing with the oil. And where does that come from? There's only one way that can come, and that is from the water pump and the seal that has obviously got spoiled for some reason. So let me show you exactly what I've done. This is the original water impeller, the water pump. That's the impeller itself. Okay, here we go. That's the impeller itself, and this is the main shaft that drives the water pump. Now you can see the reason why I had an issue was because this main shaft, you can see from here that the actual shaft was completely spoilt due to old age and obviously one of the seals that had failed. And there you can see the actual bearing on where the bearing sits. So I wanted to post this to just show you exactly how I'm reinstalling it, because there's nothing on YouTube at the moment on anyone who might have a problem doing this. So I thought, let me just help out. So this is the original outer seal, which is the water seal, which failed, which was allowing oil and water to come and mix. And this is the inner seal. What I mean by the outer seal is, here is the crankcase. I've replaced the outer seal, which is this bigger one, and there's the new one that I got. And if I turn this over the crankcase, you will see that I've already replaced the new bearing, and behind that new bearing is this oil seal. You can tell it's an oil seal by the small little spring inside there, and that's an oil seal. So I replaced that and put that new oil seal in the back where that bearing is. So here is my new shaft and my new impeller and my two little new copper washers. I'll show you where they go. You can tell by the difference between this new shaft how beautiful and smooth it is, and that's ready to be installed now. And the impeller, which will go on the end here. I want to just show you at this very moment in time that one of these copper washers actually goes onto the end of this shaft here, where the impeller screws on. So that's one of them. Now the impeller is an anti-clockwise thread. If you were to originally do it, you would turn it clockwise. But on this shaft, like any other water impeller, or most of them, you attach it and then you counter clockwise screw it on, and there it goes. It screws all the way on counterclockwise, so that's important. So that first copper washer goes in that place. The second copper washer goes on the other end of where the impeller is, on the other end where this will fit into the engine side, which I will show you now. So here we've got the bike. I've all cleaned it up. All the flanges are nice, ready for the new gasket. I have actually put back in place the spring, which popped out. You've got a small little recess hole where the spring sits. So that's important before you put everything back together. That spring, which is for the kickstart, is actually put back into its small little slot in there. So that's a clutch. And here we've got the drive, which is where the impeller shaft sits, and that little groove there is where the copper washer, the second copper washer, sits. So we stick that copper washer in there. Now to assemble it, you need to put the shaft first, not in the cover, in the crankcase cover. You need to actually insert it and make sure that that fits inside there nicely with the copper washer and fits in its gear. There is no timing on this, so you don't need to worry about putting any timing. So that is exactly how now you assemble the main shaft. So as I said, I'm ready with this. I've all cleaned this nice flange to put the new gasket in, which I've got here, which I will put together. I'm just going to put this back just briefly, just to show you exactly how it is. So the bearing is seated nicely there. You've got the oil seal behind this bearing, and on the side of this, on the other side, where the cover is for the water pump, the shaft will come out this end here. The seal, the water seal is nicely seated. I've cleaned this all up nicely, ready for this new gasket to be put in here also. Here is the cover, and I've cleaned that cover up nicely, taken all the gunge away, taken a little bit of the corrosion away from here, and I've got the new seal there also. That'll fit inside its little home here, ready to be installed. So now we have the flange here. We want to make sure that everything is put slowly back together in a nice orderly fashion. I've lined up the kickstart shaft, and I've also lined up the water pump impeller, and all we have to do is just slide it on and give it a little help here. There you go. Banged it in nicely, and the impeller shaft is sitting beautifully in the way it should be. You can see how beautifully it's sitting, and now we are ready to put the copper washer on first. So we put the copper washer on there, and then we have this new impeller, water impeller, and remember, it's not clockwise, okay, it's anti-clockwise. So you put it on, there you go, anti-clockwise, and it fits perfectly all the way to the end. So we're ready to be able to put everything else back in. What I would do before that is put all the bolts back in with the gasket, have those all put in nicely, torqued nicely, and then have this just tweaked with a number 12 spanner, because now it's held in situ, and then put the water cover jacket back on and ready to install the pipes back into the radiator and what have you. So there you go. That's installing a new water pump shaft impeller and the two seals. One is the oil seal, which is on the inside, and the water seal, which is just behind this impeller. Well, I hope this is of help to you. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Bye.